What is going on, everybody? Ooh, my shirt got all crap on it. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. Happy Sunday. Happy WrestleMania Day. Hope you all are doing well. It is a Sunday night, uh, and WrestleMania just ended about 5 minutes ago. We're going to be talking about some of these matches. Going to be seeing what I got right, what I got wrong, um, and we're going to be. Oh, there you go. Acknowledge me. Well, Bronny, if you want me to acknowledge you, here, I'll acknowledge you. There's my acknowledgement for you, Bronny. There's my acknowledgement for you. What's going on, everybody? This is the post WrestleMania show. Gonna be hanging out talking about what happened at WrestleMania the last 2 days. Uh, I know it's kind of late, so we're gonna try to break these down as quick as possible. If you want to be awesome like Brodney, you can. I don't know what the hell happened to my shirt, and it's really pissing me off. If you want to be awesome like Brodney, there is a link pinned in the comments. You can go there, click it. You can send in a donation. It helps the channel, it helps keep things going around here, keeps the lights on, and keeps me getting these awesome memes uh, that I keep downloading for for the show. Lost my train of thought there, but let's get into it. Let's get into it. Everybody, I hope you're. Thank you for being here. Oh crap, that's what I forgot to do, but it's okay. I got it right here. Let me move these up here. Kind of got to do this a little old school, real quick. Got to look up this right here. All right, so we're gonna be talking about the matches. Um, we're gonna start off with today's card. What I'll do, we'll, we'll start off with today's card. Shout out to Hendo, appreciate you, buddy, for showing some love. He said, "Get that dirt off your shoulder." Apparently, it's all over the place. We're gonna start with today's card, and then we'll kind of go over yesterday's card a little bit. But the first match of the night was Lesnar defeating Omos. Now, this match, it was kind of weird because I thought people were really going to be backing Omos in this match. And it seemed like it was, kind of 50-50. But when Lesnar was coming out, the crowd really got behind him and really was, behind him. And it was kind of like, okay, I did not expect that because I expected um, Omos to get like a lot of the ovation, a lot of the crowd on its side, and that apparently didn't happen. It was kind of on Brock Lesnar's side. Now, I know we had this conversation yesterday, how Brock Lesnar is not many people's favorites, and I understand. We get it. We get it, and it's like I don't know. Like I didn't know how to feel about this match. I wasn't really invested, you know, because we were talking about um, how this is the first time Lesnar can't really throw this opponent down, and Omos is so big and things like that. And they're really playing that part, and it just seemed like early on, Lesnar was able just to get an advantage off him and pick him up. And at first Omos was kind of yeah, he was throwing Lesnar around, but it didn't seem too much of a like Lesnar was supposed to have this really hard time with Omos. It was more or less, um, you know, it took a couple minutes, and then um, he was able to get the win. Um, Bronny right here says it was a garbage match. Didn't really care for it. Boo, garbage match. I mean, okay, but what do you do with Lesnar now? Because like I was talking with Delisha yesterday, this was supposed to be Bray Wyatt and Lesnar, and then Lesnar apparently didn't want to work with Bray Wyatt, and so this leaves like Bray Wyatt or no, sorry, Brock Lesnar in a weird position because it's like, okay, what are we doing with him? What are we doing with with Brock Lesnar now? I mean, do you if because if you put him in back in the title run, oh boy, I don't think people are gonna be happy about that. I think uh, if you like, unless you're gonna unless you're gonna feud with Omos a little more, which is I could see that going in that direction where they feud a little bit more. Um, because it was kind of weird. Like Omos goes out of the ring and he's like, "I almost had you, I almost had." You know, I was like a little weird. I don't know. I didn't care for it too much. Um, so where do you go with Lesnar now? I'm not really sure where you go with Lesnar at this point and what you do with him as far as booking. Um, I think Omos could be a great talent, but I think you got to give him a big win somehow. You got to give him a big win. So I kind of felt he should have won this match against Lesnar, but I don't know. But yeah, and Brody, it was a boring match. It was a great match. It was just kind of boring. It was just kind of like, you know, okay, it was like cool, whatever. Like, yeah, it showed Lesnar's power, but it wasn't nothing special. I wasn't like, oh my god, this match is like. There's a couple matches where I didn't think I would be like that, and there was and there were certain matches where I was like, oh my god, this is a great match, and this wasn't one of them. So a little disappointing. Not a great start to the night, but it's kind of sucks. I'm gonna be honest with you. This second night wasn't as good. Big Reg. I think Big Reg said it earlier. I'm sorry, but night two was completely pointless. I don't think it was completely pointless, but up until the two, I think there was like two matches on the card that were really good. Obviously, the Roman Reigns match, which we'll get to, and I'm not really happy with the ending. But the Gunther, Drew McCready and Sheamus match was pretty good. Um, and the Belair Oscar match was pretty good. So it was like, yeah, well, we could have maybe had some better matches and bookings. And speaking of just pointless, I mean, Ronda Rousey Baszler, like I don't know what happened. Her shoe was off at some point, and so I don't know if she got hurt and then got back in the ring just to kind of, whatever. But like, what was the point of that match? I talked about it yesterday with Delisha. Like, it was just, what was the point? Like, I didn't see the point. It wasn't very entertaining. They all looked very like out of sorts, and then Ronda and Baszler didn't do much, and then like they pick up the win. So I was like, oh, it's kind of pointless. Like this wasn't really that great, and so I was a little disappointed with that. So they're going into this is like, all right, these are two bad matches in a row. Like, wow, really? Like WWE, this is how you're gonna do it? Two bad matches in a row. Yeah, I thought she got hurt and kind of derailed things. Yeah, and that could have been the thing. That could have been what happened. It derailed him. For some reason, a lot of people got hurt today. Uh, Yesterday was great. Today, I mean, and yesterday could have been bad because there's a couple matches where people were thrown, and couldn't really hurt themselves. But today, a lot of people got hurt, and we'll talk about that later. Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened. It just felt weird. And they just jumped in. Ronda just does the armbar and they win. Like really no action from them. So I was like, oh, like, if this is how we're starting, oh god, that doesn't look good. Night two was all filler, no title change hands, no story was pushed forward. I think the only story that was pushed forward was the final match. To be honest with you, I think you're right. Like, what do we do now with some of these other matches? I think Gunther. I think there was a story pushed, and we'll talk about that next. As far as him, but I think I gotta agree with you, Big Red. There wasn't much story pushed as far as other matches of the night. Um, I don't know. This was supposed to be like if I was booking, I would have had all the title matches on day two. Like I would have had all the other matches um day one. And I know they've had that issue and they say, it's maybe it takes up the crowd because they're so pumped and to keep that momentum going. But like you could have had all the showcase stuff with the tag teams for the women and men. You could have had like the Seth Rollins or the Dominic Mysterio match headline, and then like you start off with like the Universal title, the Intercontinental title, the tags, and then the women's the two titles. I mean, maybe that would have been enough. So maybe you put the U.S. title on the first night as the main card. I don't know. It just night one was so good, and then like now night two is kind of disappointing. And just reading some tweets and people talking, it just didn't feel the same. Like night one felt amazing, and night two now just feels like, mm, you know, we got a little bit more action, and we got a little bit more action in women's NCAA tournament than we did night two. All right. Speaking of Gunther, he defeats Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. I think this makes him look strong. I'm okay with it, but I think it sets up, like Big Red, you were saying. You don't think there's like more storyline push? I think it does push the storyline of possibly a Drew McQueen and Sheamus rivalry or storyline going forward. I think this still helps keep Gunther strong, and he's going to hold on for the record, and then he'll probably drop the title after that, and I'm okay with that. I think maybe he gets start wrestling men and guys, possibly get to where he wrestles a Roman or something like that. I don't know, but I was okay with him retaining. And you kind of saw like where Drew McIntyre like stops Sheamus, from winning, or I think it was vice versa. There's some good spots in there, and I'm okay with it. But we'll see what happens as far as storyline goes with this, and where all three of them go. Um, I know Drew McIntyre's contract is coming to an end, so that might be a part of it. I don't know. I'm not that insider of wrestling, you know, but we will see. We'll go what happens for her. And Monday tomorrow is going to be very interesting to see what comes out tomorrow and everything like that. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on tomorrow and what happens and where we go from here. Um, but I thought this match was overall very good. There were some great spots, and it was good action. I was okay with it. I would give this a B plus, maybe a B minus. To be honest with you, I don't do the 4 star, 5 star rating because I don't know how you rate like that. But I would say this is a positive, positive B of a match, and I'm cool with it. Belair defeats Asuka. This was a really good match. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was watching this match right when before it was going to start, and then our boy OTR Mike went live to talk about the NCAA Women's Championship match. That awesome thing that she did there, and so I started watching that, and then I was like, hey, I want to jump on and talk about this because I had a lot about to say about it. So I won't talk about it tonight, but Tuesday still conspiracy. I'll definitely be talking about that along with Ravens and Steelers news and what's going on with them. But I was half watching this match, but from what I can see, it was a very good match. Very action packed. Um, I saw the ending. Oscar tries to hit the miss. Bella ducks. And then the action goes like she almost runs into the ref. Then Oscar goes to do the miss. She ducks, misses, boom, hits her with her finisher. 1, 2, 3. We were talking about this yesterday. Like, does Belair need a new refresh, or what should they do with her? And I think if you were going to do a refresh, you should have done it today. Obviously, that didn't happen, so they feel like she's still running good. I wonder if she's going to continue to feud with Asuka. I'm not really sure uh, who they can put in front of her, other than maybe a Charlotte, because of what happened last night, which we'll talk about. But I think Belair comes out looking strong. Oscar doesn't come out looking weak, but like what do you do with her now? Um, I'm about tired of missing the mist. Like what do you do with Oscar now? You know, do you continue now? You can still feud them for a while, which would be fine. Um, but like, I think Bianca needs like someone fresh to feud with. You know, I think if it's an NXT call up or it's a Charlotte or I don't know. I to be honest with you, I don't know, but I think she just needs someone to a little stronger, another a fresh person to feud with. Um, Maybe have Oscar feud with like the Damage Control or Bailey or somebody like that, and build her way back up. But I don't know. This match was really good, but I just feel now, okay, what do we do? What do we do with Bianca? What do we do with Asuka? Do we let them feud for a little bit? Do what do we do? So I think that's WWE. That's a question they need to ask themselves as far as what to do and where they should go with this. So I'm not really sure. But it was a good match. I would have given this also a B plus. Now you want to talk about an F match? This was it. Now I know it says Snoop Dogg pins Miz, but the match was actually Shane McMahon coming back. We had known he had left the WWE, and we thought, okay, he's not coming back, and shows up at WrestleMania. Cool, dope. Dope thing to kind of do. Okay, and I don't know the setup like for both nights, where Miz had to wrestle was kind of like weird. It could have been an opportunity to bring in Big E. Could have been that opportunity, but I guess they went with the Pat McAfee and Shane McMahon. Snoop Dogg, oh, this could be a match, and Shane gets in there, and Shane starts doing his thing, and all of a sudden he does a leapfrog and tries to land, and his knee explodes, just absolutely exploded. And Shane O'Mac thought, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna have a WrestleMania match, and his knee said,
"You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?"
His knee did just no. It was like, no, you're not doing this, and it exploded. You can tell it was serious because they had somebody in there with him. And it's funny. I don't like to point out, behind the scenes stuff, but if you go back and watch and listen to the match, the ref tells Snoop when he gets back in the ring and he starts talking, you can hear her go, "You're gonna hit him with the people's elbow." I heard it clear as day. And so they do the whole thing like Snoop socks Miz in the mouth. Miz goes down. Snoop does just the worst. My daughter could have done a better people's elbow. I could have probably done a better people's elbow. It could have been a little faster. I don't know if I could have jumped over somebody because I probably would have only got I would have had to step over him, not jump. But we could have definitely done a better people's elbow there. And Snoop wins, and it was kind of like, oh, well, like obviously it was a bigger spot for Shane McMahon. It was supposed to be a bigger spot for Shane McMahon, but Shane McMahon knee was just no, we're not having it. Brock never loses to a black person. Facts. I thought he was going to put. I said yesterday I thought he was going to put over Omos, and apparently not. He said nope. I think I'm gonna go back on hiatus from watching wrestling after this. Cody not winning tonight takes the steam out of his push. I'm not interested in anything that got anymore. Big Reg, we're getting there. Give me a second. We'll talk about that the ending. I don't want to skip some stuff, but yeah, I definitely feel you. I understand. I want to see what happens tomorrow. I want to see what happens tomorrow. If Cody gets a rematch somehow, or if he has to work his way back up and it's like one match, get them back there. We'll see what happens, but definitely we're watching tomorrow. All right. Speaking of injuries, we got Hell in a Cell match between Edge and Balor. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. I was disappointed by these entries. What the hell was Edge wearing? He was a disco ball. Like, what are you doing? And it was Brood Edge. And I'm like, you just go with the original music. Why are you like? I get it, Slayer and all that stuff, but come on, use the original music. But okay, fine, you're not gonna use original music. Why do you look like a disco ball? Why are you coming up looking like a straight disco ball? Yeah, exactly, Engraven. Exactly. A disco Terminator. Like, what are you doing? Like, come on, use the original Brood music. Come out with the fire, and come out and whatever. And then Finn Balor comes out, does this thing, and then we're good. Oh my god! I was like, what are you doing? And Finn Balor comes out, and that was weird, and like he didn't have like his normal interest with the demon, and he just comes out and he's going around, and okay, whatever, cool, sure. And the match starts, and it's kind of going good. It's decent. They're doing some stuff with the kendo sticks. I like that he put the kendo sticks and locked them up, and like he does the kick, does the drop kick on him, and then like Balor's like acting like it didn't affect him and all this stuff. And it's all right. We're getting into it. It's getting good. And then Edge, he pulls out what he was famous for. Tables, ladder, chair, and he pulls out the ladder. I'm like, okay, this is gonna get interesting. And he chucks the ladder at Finn Balor. And I saw it. Like, clear as day, I saw that ladder hit Finn Balor in the head. And his head went snap. And I was just like, whoa. I don't think that. I thought actually he broke his hand, because when you see the ladder thrown at him, if it's a shot from the back, he puts his hand up and his hand just freaking, like, his head hits the ladder before it hits his hand. But his hand like snapped back. So I thought maybe he broke a finger or something of that nature. And you could tell when something happens, because WWE just kept focusing on Edge, and all of a sudden, and then you see on the ground, I saw blood spot. I'm like, well, who's bleeding? It's Finn Balor. And so they kept the camera on from right away. Kept it on Edge, kept it on the ref when he was kind of in frame. And I guess they had people come out and work on him real quick, get him to stop trying to bleed as much as they could. And then they let the match go on. And I kind of like that, because Finn, you see him get up, and the makeup is kind of covering the blood, but you can see it's like dripping and right here. So it's kind of like, all right, it's kind of dope, And he kind of gets pumped up by it. He starts really getting into the character, the demon, and they just start going at it. Kendo sticks, big spots. He goes on, tries to do the coup de grace from within the Hell in a Cell, real high. And Edge, does some high risk moves, and I think it ended early, or at least they kind of took some steam out of the match, because they didn't want Finn to get hurt anymore after getting cut open. So that was a little disappointing. If they had more planned, I'm not sure if they did. And the ending was a little abrupt. I mean, it was still a good match, but it was just a little abrupt. So I'm thinking they probably called it because of the blood and everything like that. I just think those entrances, oh my god, were so bad. Like Disco Terminator. Like, what are you doing? Come on, Edge. You've had some great entrances in WrestleMania history, and you go with Disco Ball Terminator. Like, so disappointing. So disappointing. But the match was decent, so they make up for it. I think this rivalry is not over, even though Edge won. I think what's gonna end it is Finn getting a win and then Edge leaving. I don't think he leaves after this. I think he probably gets like one more win. Um, basically the Judgment Day went 2-for-1 in WrestleMania. Oh, sorry, 1-for-2. Dominic lost, and Finn Balor lost. Rhea's the only one that won. So you got to kind of get some momentum back for them, especially now. Now, does Rhea leave Judgment Day? Does she split off? Starts doing her own thing? Whether they're going to go with Judgment Day and where they're going to go with storyline, I'm not sure. But I think if you're going to keep her in Judgment Day, you got to be able to get some wins under their belt somehow. Especially because Dominic lost to Ray. Is Ray leaving? Is Ray still going to wrestle? Or going to have another match between them? That's going to be more of a like ladder match or something like that. We'll have to see. But I think if you're going to keep Rhea in the Judgment Day, you got to get the whole Judgment Day some wins, whether it be Finn, Dominic, and Priest. They all need to get wins under the belt to make this faction look strong, because Rhea looks strong, the faction doesn't look strong, and I think that's going to hurt Rhea. You want everybody around her to be strong, so that way she looks pretty strong. Unless you're separating her, unless you're going to let her go do her own thing, I personally believe you need to get some wins for the Judgment Day. So that brings us to our main event, which Big Reg was talking about. So if you didn't watch WrestleMania or you don't want to be spoiled, come back, check it out later, leave comments, let me know what you think. If you want to be awesome like Brodney and Hendo and want to donate to help the channel, there's a pin link. You can click it, help with donations. Anything helps the channel and getting and keeping it going. Like I said, Tuesdays I do Still Conspiracy. Friday night I will be doing late night. Late night with Suge Knight will be coming back. I do Twitch Suge Knight 1323. I'll be doing video gaming over there as much as I can. I got the Mandalorian review that I do with Mr. J. So please check that out if you enjoy Star Wars. One should be premiering tomorrow, I believe. We're kind of behind, so I think we're like 2 episodes behind as far as them being released. So tomorrow there's going to be a new one, and then I think the other one comes out a couple days later, and then I'll have the newest one coming out. So check those out if you are a Star Wars fan. Me and Jay really have fun doing these. We're gonna keep doing it. We're probably gonna do it for Ahsoka. If you see any other shows you want me and Mr. J to review, let us know. I'll definitely talk to him and see if he wants to do it, and we'll make it work. Or anything else you want to see, movies you want to review movies, let me know. I'm definitely down to do it. All right, the main event: Roman Reigns defeats Cody Rhodes. Well, first off, I got a message from somebody. Won't name names, but he said Cody looks like. Let me see the exact quote because I don't want to say it. But he said Cody. Cody. Oh, Cody looks like a damn Confederate general. It's so good. I laughed my ass off when that person said that to me. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I liked their build up as far as their hype video and everything like that. And I was like, okay, how are we gonna tell this story? How is this match gonna go? I wish there'd have been some more. How can I say this? Like, I think overall it made Cody real strong because he was a real threat to Roman, and he showed that. I wish Roman wouldn't have gotten so many attempted pinfalls on Cody. Just because I don't know why. Like, I just didn't like that. But overall, I think Cody looked really strong. I think Roman, obviously, he does what he does. But here was the problem. People talked about it. He's going for the 1,000 days, which I think it would be the Saudi Arabia show. I believe maybe King and Queens of the Ring. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't. If they were gonna have Roman win, why didn't they have him win clean? You know. And then again, if Cody would have run, would be happy. So then I'd be kind of being a hypocrite because Cody wouldn't have won clean because the Usos jumped in. But having Solo come in and give him the Samoan spike after the match was pretty good was kind of disappointing. Like Usos come in, Sammy and Owens come in, which is kind of weird because they don't really have a reason to protect Cody. I know Cody tried to, get them back together and, rah friendship. But like, I don't know if there was a reason for them to jump in. So other than they're feuding with the Usos, but I wish. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't have liked a clean win for Roman. Not sure, but I just wasn't happy with the finish. And to see Cody get unless they're going to continue this feud. Now, if they continue this feud and he gets another shot, or he has to get a win and then he'll get a shot, something like that. Okay, cool. But I don't think it's going to matter if he wins wherever he wins the belts, unless they do it like if they do a Great American Bash pay per view, because that was a big WCW thing, and Dusty was part of WCW. I don't know if it's going to matter where he gets to win at, if he can win. But I think there was some awesome moments there. Obviously, he did the bionic elbow. He hit the pedigree. Um, he hit crossroads a couple times. Roman hit the spear on him. Hit him with the Superman punches a couple attempts, but you got it. Yeah, I didn't like the solo interference. I don't know. I just didn't care for it. Like I wish it had been something else. Um, I'm a big Roman fan. Thought the intros were great. Enjoyed the match. When Cody did the Dusty Punch, I hoped he win. Tired of them cheating for Roman to win, though. Let him win on his own. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if he gets the win on his own, cool. It's not that big of a deal. But it's like another dirty win for Roman. Like we've seen this already. We've seen this 100 times. Like, and to do it to Cody is just like, oh my god. All right, you know. I agree with B. Time for another story of the blind without belts. Yeah, I mean, I don't, and they can definitely be chasing the belts. There's nothing wrong with that, but like, this could have been a moment for Cody, and you could hear the crowd was into it, and the crowd, and when Cody lost, a lot of people just were like, you can hear the crowd, it deflated, and so I don't know. I mean, does it make the title winning better for Cody down the road? Maybe, but I just think WrestleMania would have been a good spot for him to do it. But we will see where they go from here. Cody Rhodes as an American Nightmare is just perfect. No, I think he's great as an American Nightmare, but it's just like B was saying, like Raven C was saying, it's just like why did they got to cheat to get Roman to win? Like let him win cleanly. It makes it look stronger. Every time it's just the Usos interfering, Solo interfering. It just cheapens it, and it gets old. Like it's done happen so many times that they he's won dirty. It's just now it just makes it feel like. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, the night after Monday Night Raw, a lot of things happen. We'll get a lot of NXT call ups, things like that, um, and we'll go from there. But I don't know if this feud's going to be over. Um, Obviously, you're going to bring up the fact that Solo. I think what's going to happen is Cody's going to wrestle Solo, and if he beats Solo, then he gets another shot at Roman. I think that was. Yeah, if he doesn't interfere, like the Paul Heyman interference is not too bad, but let's just say I don't know. Roman when he had him in the crossroads, Roman reverses and slams him. Cody gets up and he Superman punches him and pins him. I'd have been okay with that, you know. But the constant interference is just it's getting old. It's getting stale now. Now, unless they decide tomorrow, like Cody challenges him again, or something happens and he wins it, then I don't know. But I think they're going to hold it out and let Roman get to like the 1,000 days, um, and then maybe he'll drop the titles. But I wasn't a fan of the Roman winning dirty again. I just wasn't a fan of it. I would have rather have him win clean, you know, and he didn't. And it's just I just feel like, well, it is what it is, And so again, like Big Rich said earlier, I just don't think night two didn't hold up, man. It just didn't. I think 3 matches out of all of them were decent. Okay, some of the endings weren't the greatest. Night one just had the feels, had good storytelling, further storytelling. We'll talk about a couple of those matches before we get out here. But those, had great storytelling, the feels, great matches, um, you know, and it was just overall a better product. And you go into second night thinking, all right, this is going to be better. And you kind of go, it was lackluster. Again, I was more busy watching people do this than I was watching WrestleMania. And that's kind of disappointing when you're building up night two so much. So And so we'll talk about a couple of the matches from night one. I'm not gonna go over all of them. We're gonna talk a few of them, the important ones. The Rollins Logan Paul match. That was a really good match. That was a really good match. Logan Paul, legit. You got to give it to him. He did some really good spots, wrestled really good. Seth is a great wrestler. It's going to make him look good. But I felt Logan was able to hold up his end of the bargain, and that was a great match. The unmasking of KSI and then KSI doing the selfie, and then Rollins pulling him onto the table, and Logan doing the splash on him, and then the coast to coast super kick was really good. There was just some awesome spots, and I think Logan did very well, and that was a good match. That's a B+ match for someone that isn't a wrestler per se, and he's more of an influencer. That was a good match, and Seth is always great. I do notice though, going back to Cody and Roman, Seth, and then Graven tweeted this, and it was hilarious. Seth and Cody were kind of going at it over the weekend, and Cody saying, he left, I held it down while he was gone, and Cody, and even Becky was saying stuff like that. So there might be interesting with Becky saying stuff, and they showed Brandy in the crowd because Cody went up there, got his child, and told her to wave, and they talked about her. Could we see a possible feud of Becky Lynch against Brandy and Seth Rollins versus Cody? But then that kind of pulls him out of the title picture, and I want him in the title picture, so I don't know if that's going to happen. But interesting. I like how every match one filler didn't work, had to do multiple. Like how every match one finisher didn't have to do multiple. Oh, got it. Yeah, yeah. You didn't have to do multiple finishers to get the win. Um, I think that with the Logan Paul match and the Seth Rollins match, I mean, they still both walk out there looking strong. Seth looks like he's probably going to go on a title run, or at least a number one contender run, or a feud with Cody, is what I see, and that's going to be interesting. I think they can really carry that and really make that hot, but we'll see what happens. But definitely Paul. Now I do say I hope Paul just to continue to do this thing where he just shows up for like big events. I don't care for that. Like I get it, your name and everything. I know the next one's in Puerto Rico. He lives in Puerto Rico, so he's probably gonna have a match there. But what are they gonna do with him? But I think you're gonna have probably a Seth Rollins, Cody rivalry again. Would love a Seth Cody feud that ended with a triple threat with Roman for the title. That would be interesting. That would be cool. That would be very interesting. And that would actually, you're right. I would like that. Something like that. Keeps them both in the title picture, and keeps them relevant. So I definitely agree with you there, Bronny. All right. Next match, we're going to talk about 3 more matches, and then we're going to get out of here. I'm not going to stay up too late. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio via pinfall. Now, if you watched, we mentioned it yesterday. If you watch the Hall of Fame, Dom walks out when his dad's inducted, kind of to continue the storyline. I thought the entrances on this match were great. It was, even though Dom is corny, it was really good. He gets it. He comes out of a police van, and he's wearing a Rey Mysterio mask. Which got everyone booed, but everyone booed him. And then Rey comes out with Snoop. They do nothing but a G thing, and then Eddie Guerrero's music hits, and then his music hits. And I think the match overall storytelling was great. I found it funny when he was whipping it with the belt, and someone even said it in the thing. He's like, "Isn't that a disqualification using a foreign object whipping him?" And he's like, "Yeah, it is what it is." But Dom tried to use, and a lot of people were not upset, but they were like, "Why did Bad Bunny get involved?" Which means something's going to happen at the next pay-per-view between Dom and Bad Bunny or whatever. But I thought the match overall was good. I thought that Don's character really furthered itself, and he was able to grow off of what he's already built. Throwing the water in his sister's face, hitting the 619 on his dad. So obviously, like had Dom won, I think maybe Ray wouldn't be coming back, and this is boom, Dom's going to start moving forward. But Ray won, so where do we go here with this storyline? Are we going to bring Conan into the mix, or are we going to, what are we going to do exactly? But we'll find out tomorrow if anything's said about these two and where they go from here. So, but I thought the match overall was really good. I give it a B plus. Also, I think that match was really good. The A match, one of the A matches of the night, night one, no, Rhea Ripley versus Flair. This match was a absolute banger. And we talked about people getting hurt, like Shane McMahon, how Charlotte Flair, her face got mangled, dropped a couple times, things like that. And yet that match was still a banger. Both women just did excellent jobs, crazy moves, really good storytelling. It made them look both strong, and I don't know if they're gonna have a rivalry after this because if you watch after the match, Charlotte's sitting outside the ring, she's smiling, she's clapping. Um, if you saw her tweet today, she said, sucks to lose, but I know the championship's in good hands, and says Rhea, she's very proud of Rhea. That is like, she dropped kayfabe right there because you can tell she just was really proud of Rhea, and it was a good match. And if you go back and watch that match, well, before Rhea does the avalanche riptide, she says thank you. If you can catch her, she sets her up, and then you see her kind of just whisper to Charlotte. She's like, "Thank you," and she does the avalanche riptide and wins the match. And I know when fans catch that, it's a little, like, oh, okay. But I think that's an absolute sign of respect for them. Like me and Delisha said, a lot of these matches didn't get the build-up that they should have, and this was one of them. Yet it delivered. And this is when you have two good wrestlers, two good superstars be able to tell a story, and you didn't have much of a build. So I think they should be proud of this match. I don't know if they can continue a feud or where Charlotte goes from here, if she's going to take some time off or if she's going to come back right away. But this is another thing. Ripley winning the SmackDown title. She's going to have to be on SmackDown more. So does that mean Judgment Day is going to be over there more, or are they going to split, or what exactly is going to happen? So I think that WWE creative needs to figure this out and kind of see where they're going to go from here with them, and just overall try to figure out what they're going to do with Judgment Day and Charlotte. So this is a very interesting situation. But this match was really good. I give this one an A. Really good job and really good storytelling and wrestling by two wonderful and great talented women. So I think this is a really good match. All right, last match. Owens, and I should say Sami Zayn, defeat the Usos. This match, another banger, another A+ match. And we were talking yesterday, does Kevin Owens turn on Sammy? What exactly is going to happen? I was so worried about that happening. I didn't want to see that happen. But it didn't. And there was a lot of good storytelling. There was a lot of good action. Obviously, the ending with Sami Zayn giving Jey Uso 3 hula kicks to the face and, pinning him. And there was just poetry with with how that sequence happened, and it was really enjoyable to watch and really enjoyable to see how they played that out. Now the Bloodline has lost their titles, unified titles, and so we know that Street Profits won the it's not showdown. They won the tag match that had happened yesterday in the same day. So where does this go for the Usos? Where does this go for Sami and Owens? Where does it go for the Street Profits? I think obviously you're going to have a feud with Jay and Jimmy Uso and Sami and Owens because they showed up tonight in a Roman Reigns match. So there is going to be that feud. So where do you leave Street Profits? And like I was saying yesterday, you really need to build up this tag team a little better. They put on a great display yesterday, so I think that helps them. But you want to get you want to start getting the tag teams really noticed and putting on some good matches. I think they were able to do that yesterday, and I think that we're going to continue to get good storytelling and good matches out of these tag teams. And you don't want to lose that momentum, because I think now that the Usos don't have the belts, a monopoly on them, you can really showcase the tag team division with different teams. Obviously, Street Profits are at the top of the list. You got some other good teams there. The Viking Raiders look good. The Braun Strowman and Ricochet look good. Alpha Academy look good, but we'll see where that storyline goes. So I think that you can feud the Usos with Owens and Sammy, but you also need to start building up the tag team division as much as you can, in order to showcase their talent, or so that way you have a tag team division, because I think that is the best way to keep momentum going in the tag team division. You don't want it to get stale. So I think they need to continue to do that with the tag team division. So with that, if you have any other comments, questions, anything else you want to talk about, put it in the chat. I'll give it a couple minutes before we get out of here. Remember, Tuesday, still conspiracy. Check that out tomorrow. Coach has a stream on his channel, Sip to Tally, talking Ravens, probably talking about Lamar, because Lamar is the big hot topic. Probably they're going to probably talk about this whole thing right here. It's my new favorite. Um, then Tuesday, obviously, like I said, still conspiracy. Wednesday, lunch break hot take. And then you have Hendo. I think I'll be doing Friday night, late night with Suge Knight. Saturdays hanging with Hendo. And then I'm not sure about any Sunday streams or anything going on there. But you can follow Lunch Break Hot Take. Their website. They usually have everybody's streaming schedule. If you're not part of their Discord, make sure to join. If you want the bootleg link, hit me up. I'll send you the bootleg link. But no, it's a great community that we have here. Great group of people, all different voices. I was able to jump on OTR with OTR Mike today and talk about the situation. This country really hates confident black athletes, man, bro. If you're on Twitter right now, it is like just like, oh my god, like the tweets are just crazy, 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 crazy. Um, I ain't got nothing to do right now, so we can kind of go over the tweets. I was looking up Shane McMahon and reactions to that. Somebody posted a video of just a knee collapsing. um, let's see. I have a lot of people talking about the Roman Reigns stuff. Okay, here we go. Um, some guys like Angel Reese has shit sportsmanship. Um, you know, yeah, people were like somebody. Maryland wins basketball says see you selection Sunday, and someone's like, I love beating you and your weaves. Like, why are you doing? And then putting a picture of Caitlin Clark, and that's what I was trying to say on Mike's show. It's like the wrong people are bringing this up, but then also you're putting a face to the problem that people have with this, and you're putting it on Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark, like go watch Caitlin. I was watching it. Go watch Caitlin Clark's after the loss and her press conference. Like she says, LSU great team. You can't. It's hard to beat a team when they shoot that good. They play deep, and she was giving them props. Never said anything negative. Talked her teammate up. Didn't talk about her. Like, so you have people backing her that are being inconsiderate. And I know this is a Russian stream. I apologize, but I gotta kind of go off this. You know, being inconsiderate, being, you know, just ignorant toward, Angel Reese. And it's just like, but now you're saying it in the name of Caitlyn, and she's not even saying that, and it's like, why are you doing that? Because now what I see in the comments are people, and let's be honest, Caitlyn is a great player in college. She really is. And so is Angel Reese. They're both good. But now you got people fighting. And you got people going, oh well, Caitlyn's better than her. You know? So the people that are defending Angel are gonna be like, well, she lost to us, so she ain't that good. And then you're just going to this back and forth thing, and it's like, why? Like, these are the players play. If she said she had a problem with it, and maybe she does, maybe in personal and behind closed doors she had a problem with it, but if she's not saying it outright, why are you? And why are you putting her face to it? Because you're just oh, it's just like you're causing issues, and you're putting her face to it. So then people now are going to be like, oh, she must have an issue with it because these people are saying it, and it's just bad. Um, Tweets about Shane McMahon blowing his knee out. Yeah, that it looked horrible. And yeah, you see people say it like um, uh, the ref calls out Snoop to do the people's elbow. Was hilarious. Uh, yeah, that they lost. Like, the press conference was telling, Brody, because if you go to watch her press conference, if she had been like salty or like dismissive of LSU, then she had a problem with it, or whatever. Gave them the props. She's like, can't be the team that shoots like that. They're a great team. Boom, 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 boom. Like, that's how you handle it as a pro. And people attaching this whole, you know, idea that Angel is a thug, Angel is a ghetto, and then putting Caitlyn's face to it as if she's saying it is what's the problem. Especially a problem I have, because it's like, she's not saying that. She's not advocating that. So why are you advocating it as if she is? Therefore, you get people, because let's be honest, Rodney, and people out there, when you read tweets and someone tweets, you don't really go looking at the source. You just read the tweet and you're like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm not saying you do this, but a lot of people do. They just read the tweet and they believe that. And so they must be believing, oh, Caitlin Clark hates Angel Reese because she hit her with the hit her with the and so you know like, it's just like, come on, man. Like, and then we have people in my chat, and again, they have a right to an opinion, but some of the things they're saying, you're just like, what? Like, it's sports. It's competitive. Shit talking is a thing. It is an absolute thing that people talk shit. And yeah, sometimes it can get bad. You get mad because you're losing. You get, so you make a bad decision. You start a fight, things like that. But more or less the time, when after a sporting event, people talking shit, they squash it. Perfect example: Draymond Green and LeBron James. Draymond Green called LeBron James a bitch. Yet LeBron and Draymond do shows together. I think Draymond was at LeBron's wedding, or LeBron was at Draymond's wedding, something like that. Like, shit talking's a thing. It happens in sports. Why are we making this a big deal? So, um, yeah, I can't pronounce her name. She says, make sure we have the same energy for everybody, especially in the spirit of competition. Angel and Caitlyn both do the "you can't see me" gesture. As a former D1 athlete myself, I like bravado in my sports as long as it is respectful and respectful of physical space. Stop clutching pearls now. Absolutely, 100% agree. Yeah, wrestling ops. They sacrificed Cody Rhodes' moment to for Roman Reigns to get to 1,000-day title run mark. Yeah, I think that is definitely what's going to happen. And Chris Anthony Lopez tweeting about how day one was way better than day two. Um, people talking about Kalen's group. Yeah, they were talking about how she thinks she was taking shots at Caitlyn, but I think she's taking a shot at the media. Um, so all right, I think we're gonna get out of here. I appreciate everybody hanging out. I know it's a late stream. I know it's late. It's about it's almost 10 o'clock, so it's 1 a.m. for a lot of you. So I appreciate everyone hanging out with me. Be sure to be here Tuesday. Maybe we'll talk some more WrestleMania. If I have some people on, we'll talk about it and get their thoughts tonight about WrestleMania and what went down. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit follow if you aren't, and make sure to hit to make leave some comments there. Let us know what you think. Let me know, give me some ideas of what you want to see. If you like what you see, if you don't like what you see, just let me know. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter and TikTok. I'm trying to get to 3,000 followers on TikTok so I can stream video games on TikTok. So if you can help me do that, that'd be greatly appreciated. Once again, my name is Suge Knight. This is the post WrestleMania show. Hope you guys have a great night. Be safe, and I will talk to all of you later.